hit you more than 3 times in the head, my mom will die.
Dude, someone arm bars you in a fight, they have to go and get the other limbs now.
No, he breaks the one compound fracture. He's like, I gotta go ahead to the legs. What's wrong with you? He's like, no, if I don't do it, my son has cystic fibrosis. And I found out if I do things in threes, he'll live for another day.
An OCD fighter would actually probably break the UFC.
Without a doubt, there would be. I think about a lot of times how they go through, like, because I won't say anybody can join the UFC. I'm pretty sure there's avenues you have to go down, and a lot of them probably involving if you're a lady having sex with Dana White. I'm pretty sure that's the number one avenue you have to go down.
I feel like Dana White's oversexed, dude. I think he just makes him fight now.
Well, if I was to a point of like, Dana White, if I owned a fighting championship and I was Dana White and it got to a point where like sex is like boring to me now. It's like, I'm going to make women fight over my penis.
Literally.
I would make them fight to see who gets to have sex with me. And then, only then, I would actually have someone hidden in the room. So like after they get to me, there's one last battle they have.
Oh, it's a Grand Prix?
Yeah, it's a total different thing like they didn't know anything about. And it's just like, what is this? Like, yo, this date is going to be wild as shit.
Dana White organizing orgies, but only being with them one at a time.
Oh yeah, that would be fucking.
They all think it's an orgy, but it's actually a tournament.
It's just him just seeing.
It's just Roadhouse.
How long he can go? He's like, Herb Dean's there.
Yo, Mario Yamasaki.
You got to keep going. You got to keep moving, guys. What are you doing? Stand him up.
Dude, it's fucking. They're like, Dana White wants me to give him Roadhead. He's like, no, I said Roadhouse. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if. I guess when it gets to a point where you have millions of dollars like that.
Oh, he's Squid Gaming for sure.
You have to do something crazy, but I don't really understand why he's like, when you find out how many UFC fighters he's had sex with, you're like, isn't that a breach? Like,
is that what happened to Stephan Bonner, dude?
I think so.
He got real sad, dude.
He was sucking boners, dude. That's what
Stephan Bonner never made a sound.
He never, dude. If you find out that, there's actually, that would be a crazy conspiracy, finding out that he's had sex with only one male UFC fighter. He's had sex with so many female ones, and then he's like, yeah, there was one guy. There was just one guy, and it's an even like weirder. It's like Stefan Strub. It's it's like the
skyscraper,
the really tall guy. It's like, if I'm going for broke, dude.
Dude, the guy who was in a taffy puller.
Yeah, that guy. Like, just imagine being with a man who's 8 feet tall, and Dana White's like, look, I just had to do it. I just had to get on it, dude.
I mean, like, every once in a while you do see a fighter who doesn't have the look in their eye. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like you said, it's like there's ways to get into the UFC,
sure,
and most of them should result in a vacant stare.
Yeah.
If you get there with bright eyes,
that's a weird thing.
That's a red flag.
I think, but then
spark in your eyes, dude, in the UFC?
Someone who smiles in the UFC is not for me. I don't need that. And then again, I will say, watching a woman after getting her face destroyed smiling afterwards, I don't know why, but it turns me on to no end. Dude, for the longest time, I couldn't watch women's MMA. I've talked about it before. I couldn't do it. I could watch two dudes kill each other and be like, all right, they were trained professionals. And then they'd bring in the women and be like, I don't know if I want to watch this. I feel like this is perverted and weird.
You're watching these professional fighters and you're like, you should smile more.
Yeah.
You'd be prettier.
Come on, baby. Give us a smile. Come on. Just light it up for me. Sure, cut those teeth for me. Yeah, it was it wasn't until like, I don't want to say like maybe 5 or 6 years ago where I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. I don't know what it was. It was like me learning to accept it.
But do you earn this? Like, you have to watch the fight, right? You can't just look at pictures of like battered smiling women.
No, that doesn't do anything for me. I have to see. I can't just look at destroyed women and be like, ooh,
black and blue lining.
My Pornhub is out of control. It's just ICU Pornhub. Just like, oh, battered women's shelter. That's what gets me going. It's It's something else.
Don't worry, it's all made with AI now, dude.
Yeah,
they just add the shiner on in post.
That's another thing. I need real. I can pick out the fakeness.
Were you ever a chat roulette guy at all?
For a little bit, I think everybody was. I think everyone in this room was a chat roulette.
There was just something about convincing a real live girl
to show her boobs.
Yeah, show her boobs.
I think it was crazy because there were so many times. Did you ever be on chat roulette where like you're going through and then you stop on a chick and she doesn't change right away, but then you're just both staring at each other, waiting for something to happen?
You're gonna become a dick.
It was so crazy. There's been times where you're just like, hey, and they're like, hey.
Well, it's like a highway hypnosis from all of the penises. Like,
yeah,
you just zone out, dude.
I wonder. I that's the thing too. Is like you would go through chat roulette and you'd see. I don't think I've ever seen just a full blown
through it. Like you got to the end.
Yeah, I got to the end. And guess who's at Dana White is at the end of chat roulette. Holy shit! This is the Ed Podcast with Ryan Channer. I am joined by the one and only Rusty Wright.
What's up, dude?
Thank you so much for being here. Where can they find you? Got anything to plug for the people?
Every month, me and Lou Missiano run Philly Roast Battle. Right now it's at Soul Joel's, but we are the official Philly home of saying retarded shit and making people mad.
Phenomenal. Yeah, you guys do a great job. The last two roast battles I've seen at Soul Joel's were... They were really good times.
We had a guy this week. Thank you. We had a guy print out his opponent's dad's obituary. Oh wait, it was Cody Wright's dad's obituary. Friend of the cast for sure.
Awesome. So wait, somebody printed out Cody Wright's dad's obituary.
Yeah, and read it out loud like it was like some 8 Mile reveal that his dad was dead.
Damn.
It was like barely a roast, but it was highly personal. He doxed his entire family.
How did Cody's dad die?
I think some sort
being
of
gay. Was it being gay?
I think it was ball cancer. So yeah. That's what happens when it's like a cognitive dissonance of the balls, dude. Like one ball wants to be gay, the other wants to be straight.
Dude, they were splitting. They were just like they couldn't stay in one sack. This sack ain't big enough for the both of us, dude. When I was a kid, there was this. When you are in an elementary school, I don't think you get to really pick who your friends are until you're in like high school where you really start forming cliques or whatever.
Yeah.
But in elementary school, it's like you mesh with everybody. And there was this one kid who we hung out, and like to this day, I really don't know why we did. Like it was just like we didn't hate him, but we constantly made fun of this kid. But he was always around. Like he was never not around.
You know why though? It's because you grew up watching TV, and TV told you that every group has one kid that sucks.
I guess.
Dude, fucking Rocket Power was like, there's a squid. Don't worry about it, dude. Yeah, he's fucking sucks. Just let him chill, dude.
That dumb kid.
You know why? Because the people making the shows were the fucking loser. And they were like, dude, guess what?
They even put a cartoon through their hell. That's not the way to do it. That's like an abused man abusing his children. That's hurt people. You don't need to do that to a cartoon.
It's just like a sad wish. That's all.
Why would you do that?
It's like, you know how sitcoms told you that there was like big family breakfasts with like all the sides and everything?
I wanted to believe that so bad.
Yeah, dude. So did the people who wrote those shows.
Yeah.
They
just had nothing.
They were like, I'm going to will this into existence, dude.
Wouldn't it be great if this always happened? But we had this kid, his grandpa ended up dying, and when I remember when he told us that his grandpa died, this other kid Chris was like, what was it, breast cancer? And dude, it was said in front of like 4 kids on the playground, and then the whole school was talking about how this kid Bob's grandfather died of breast cancer. And it got to a point where like teachers were like, all right, we don't want to hear about Bobby's grandfather anymore. And everyone was just saying it. And like it got to a point where like I honestly thought, I was like, oh, breast cancer is real. Like it can happen. But I didn't know that like, yeah, he had boobs. And then it went from him dying of breast cancer.
Wait, was this real?
So he did die of cancer.
Okay.
But then
but he didn't have a sweet rack though.
He didn't have a sweet busty fucking sweet cleavage. But it got to a point where everyone was making rumors about that he did. And then it got to a point where like you didn't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah, God gave him cancer because he dressed up like a woman.
He had boobs, dude. Like he got breast implants, and we were like, what? And then someone made up that like it was after the war, like he came home from the war. Dude, it just ran away with itself to a point where like
no, that's the best option because coming home from war and getting breast implants is like after what I've seen, I'm gonna be who I am.
Yeah, that would.
The worst is if you're a POW, dude.
Oh
they send you
no!
back.
Oh my god, that would be crazy.
It's like the Inglorious Bastards, like swastika in the
Yeah.
forehead, but instead it's like everyone they captured they send back with double D's.
Well, that would be I'm not saying that this needs to happen, but I'm also saying how crazy would it be to be captured and then you find out that like a series of like POWs came back and like, I don't know what they did to us, man, but they gave us all luscious boobs, dude. Just huge knockers that would be like,
if you look closely at the Iwo Jima statue,
they're all stacked members, just
big clown boobs.
Pushing it together real hard, like
titty fucking the
yeah,
flag.
man. I would definitely respect the vets a lot more. Like if you found like when you see a veteran and they're like, you need to salute me, I'd be like, yo, I think I'd feel so much of a different way if I found out like, yo, you were imprisoned and they did surgery on you and they gave you tits. It's like, what the fuck happened here?
Well, I just like giggled the hardest I ever have because when you said that, I pictured that like it's like Lieutenant Dan, like no legs in a wheelchair, and you don't respect him, but he comes in with huge knockers.
No. You always respect the troops more when they're missing limbs. It's like you always do.
If you were an amputee with huge tits, it would just look like you're like a multi.
But imagine a troop with like the hook hand and the fake, but he's also got sweet tits and he's never getting rid of them to remind the people like what happened over there.
Like he's got like the classic eye patch look.
Oh yeah,
like,
he's just like so stacked. Where are those guys?
He gets a lacy eye patch to match his bra.
Yeah, I've always wondered like or thought about like now that women can be on the front lines, now that women can be women are being they passed. I don't know if they passed a bill, but I know they were pushing for women to be
used as shields.
I mean, I don't know what's going to happen over there, but I do think that a lot of people, I think the reason they were stopping women from doing it is they didn't want to see women die. They just
they didn't want to bum everyone
They didn't
out,
want to
dude.
see. They didn't want to get everyone too bummed.
Damn, my platoon wife died.
Exactly, dude. It was like more
She
like
was
they
all
didn't.
our wives.
They didn't. Yeah, it was Bev from It. It was not good. But they didn't want men to like lose their mind over seeing a woman blown apart. Like they thought men can unpack seeing a man on fire, but a woman is just like it's what it is. It's men. I'm falling into the thing where I've watched enough women's UFC where I think I could watch a woman get blown up and be like, you know what?
Steps on the IED, but she smiles.
Yeah, it's fine. I think one thing that would be a crazy thing to know is like, I don't know if the Army accepts women who have breast implants. I don't know. I don't know I don't have the numbers or the figures on that.
I feel like they probably have to like sneak them in.
How do you
like Mulan them in? You know what I mean?
What, tape them down so they're not too? I think any doctor would be like, "Yo, you're too juggy to be on the force.
All right,
you can't be out. You can't be in."
Hang on, I need your help. Take a quick little like mental walk with me, right? So I was not really into football or the news when the Pat Tillman thing happened. You remember that football player, Pat Tillman? But my memory of that situation is that he was like bitching all the time and his platoon was mad irritated and he was about to snitch on a bunch of Army practices. And so they shot him and it was friendly fire. That's my memory of it.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
I just feel like that's a huge risk with women in the military in general.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you're putting them on the front lines, like the very front.
Yeah. Well, then again, you have to look at, I remember when, that one chick kept her goddamn mouth shut. Remember when we invaded Iraq and then there was that one picture of the lady with the stacked up troops?
Oh, the Abu Ghraib or whatever?
That whole thing. She didn't say anything for the longest time, and she was apparently one of the biggest perpetrators of abusing those hostages.
Well, dude, she was like the Ghislaine Maxwell of the military, dude.
Could you imagine having like a military madam? That would be fucking. There's gotta be.
There's just one dominatrix.
There's gotta be like I don't know how the military works per se. I've never been in the military. I only know a handful of people who have. But I think if there's going to be chicks in the military, there's like, not every one of the people who join the military are good people. There's bad people in the military. There's bad cops. There's bad doctors. There's bad
financial
everybody.
Incentive.
Exactly.
And all they need from you is the ability to die.
Exactly. And like, imagine going over there and this one chick's like, yeah, I joined the military because I wanted to be the best, I wanted to be the best pimp in the world. She just like kind of collects all the other all the other chicks.
Cut this out, dude. You're writing the best Showtime show, dude.
I don't know why this
is like legit.
Dude, Come in the Sand. Come in the Sand is a great show that's coming to HBO Max this November. Come in the Sand.
I had a Desert Storm pun, but it floated away.
Oh, well, desert porn, desert. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but yeah, I'm going to write it. It's going to be.
Dude, that would actually do numbers, though.
I think it would. But I also think like, if you're over there, there's got to be more fucking than we're told. Like I think there is everywhere. You know what I mean? Well, and I think if their women are in control of like, yo, don't fuck this person, or this person or this person. I think it's got to happen, right?
I think it's possible with the U.S. military. But then you have to think around the world, and it's like, oh my, dude, are you kidding me, dude? You think China doesn't have a fucking military madam?
They definitely do.
100%, dude.
And I think the Israeli
they don't know
forces
what to do with their girls over there. Are you kidding me?
They don't.
They have no idea, dude.
But this guy, we got way off track.
Sorry.
My one thing.
Yeah, this guy's a grandpa.
My one thing was like, if a woman blows up with breast implants. My whole thing is like, imagine being a soldier and like somebody blows up in front of you and you're hit with arms and fingers, but then two big silicone sacks like hit you in the face like big googly eyes. It's just like, oh, just having to deal with that for the rest of your life and just having this crazy, and then like, Danny loves talking to old people. Imagine asking someone about the war and like, I was hit with two large silicone breasts.
Dude, PTSD whenever you see titties.
Oh my, no. Dude, you would never be able to look at tits right. That's
he's having a flashback. Sorry. Going nuts at the strip club.
Yeah, you couldn't go to strip clubs at all. You would be fucked up. You'd have to actually make your wife like, you come home from war, like, you need top surgery now. I can't. Cut them titties.
No, but dude, you watch that happen, and in that battle where you watch the woman get blown up, right?
Yeah.
They capture you and give you tits.
Oh man, no, they take her
nightmare.
That would be the great. They take her tits off.
You're getting too human centipede now.
And then they get, dude, that's another thing too, is like when you think about like Pol Pot and things that happen in crazy torture camps, it's like there's no way someone didn't get some kind of thing stitched to another thing, and they were just like, yeah, we just wanted to see if we could do it. I don't know. Dude, it was our first day here.
So what I'm noticing here is this pattern, right? Where autism kind of like can lead to greatness when unchecked. Right? Hear me out. Hear me out.
On a t-shirt, dude. Left unchecked. If you just leave autism to its devices.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Let it go.
Like, that's why we tell autistic people, like, hey, you can't read social cues, because if they thought they were doing well, it's a problem, right?
I guess so.
So you look at any successful like military, and they're doing weird autistic shit, like making frogs gay and stuff. There's always someone obsessed with something, and like,
sure,
there's definitely been like the Nazis and shit where there was like,
well, yeah,
fucking the fucking what was the angel of death? What was that doctor? Yeah, Mengele, dude.
Yeah, but he did some wild shit.
He was just autistic about Freaky Friday. Like, he's always just trying to switch people, dude. No, but maybe we could.
I mean, I think, Joseph Mengele, that guy.
Having a film fixation
would just be, it's just like like he watched one movie. He's like, I think I could do that. No way.
No.
Like, it'd be crazy if we gave everyone wings. Huh? And like, even Hitler's like, Joe, Jesus, what are you doing? He's like, oh, man, I thought that, you stitch people together, you put them in a cold bath.
That's unchecked autism.
Come on. Yeah, or how many times, that's where I where you find out, like, how many Nazis were just not supervised. I think that is the craziest thing too. Like, one of the craziest things about the war is like Hitler was in control of everything. But
that's
then
how they got the name. It's like Nazi.
Yeah. How could you not see that happening there? Yeah, you kind of just let people do whatever. And like, they were like, it's just like, I don't think if anybody came in on Joseph Mengele, like, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, I stitched these two babies together. And they're like, why? He's like, like I want
to prove that we're the superior race.
Yeah.
Check it out. This German baby's better than these two Jewish babies sewn together.
That, like, Joseph Mengele is
the proof is in the pudding.
Clearly out of his mind, and they're like, yeah, we need a doctor. Joe, you want to do this? He's like, yeah, sure, I know what I'm doing.
What do you have to study to end up being like, I have an idea?
Yeah, that's...
What if we got their peanut butter in his jelly?
just approaching Hitler like, all right, what about this? Or like, it seemed like every Dr. Mengele experiment was Hitler was coming that day and he had no idea what to do real quick. He's like, shit.
He's on the conveyor belt like I Love Lucy and the body parts.
He's like, he's like, what are you doing, Joe? He's like, all right, I didn't know he was coming today. I swear I thought it was Friday.
Are you ready to present?
Yeah. So I give you 3-headed ass. Like, is that 3 heads on a butt? It's like,
yes,
imagine the power of the German.
3 German. That's German engineering.
Yeah, it's like, it's pretty good, right? Tell me it's not. Or I think,
how stupid was Hitler that he was impressed?
How stupid was Hitler? Pretty fucking dumb, dude.
It's like how there's always like in the Moses stories, it's like the Pharaoh has like a magician who's just like fucking tricking him and shit. Yeah. It's just like, but what if Mengele was Hitler's jester?
That's I see. That's the whole thing is I don't doubt that there were so many people who were just like, yo, fuck, we gotta. Hitler's asking for something crazy. I just got to do anything.
He's having pregnancy cravings.
Yeah, he doesn't even know what he wants. Just give him anything. But even, did you ever hear about
the
Hitler?
head of a Jew on the body of a lion.
Yeah, he's like, what if that could happen? Like Hitler, they give you Hitler's dream diary, and you're like, this is just nuts. I can't do anything with this.
All the Jewish propaganda was actually like Hitler's design ideas. Yeah, and they were like, man, I mean, we could just draw it, I guess.
I guess we could do that. You can't do this. This is insane. Did you ever hear that Hitler wanted to drain the Atlantic Ocean?
No.
It's amazing. So Hitler at one point in time was drinking his own Kool-Aid so much that, like, you're told that you are basically king of the world. Yeah. And that your race is going to take over and you're meant to be here and you're almost basically divine. And they're like, the crazy thing is, Hitler, all these, like, the American fleets are coming across the Atlantic, and then you have Britain forces coming through the Mediterranean. And he's like, well, what if we drained the ocean? And when he said that, apparently someone was like, you can't do that. And that person was executed because they just openly were like, no, what are you talking about? So then after that happened, a bunch of scientists got together, and they never did it clearly, but they did work on for years ways to drill a hole in the bottom of the ocean to drain it. And it went on so long that there were like dedicated scientists just sitting in a room like, I guess this is what we do now.
Well, I mean, like scientists, they had to be flat earthers by design.
But I also
for the
think
plan to work.
If you were going to be, one of Hitler's scientists, that's the job you want. A job that can never be done. And you're just like, he's like, what are you? He's like, how far are we along? It's like, well, Hitler, here's the thing. we've been thinking about drilling this hole. We're going to need, like, you just make up words. Like, you need an egosonic drill.
Why has everyone requested a transfer from the fetus department?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, where'd you come? It's like, yeah, I used to sew babies together. We got this baby sewing guy. He's one of the best in the biz, dude. He knows how to drill through all the way to China. But yeah, they thought about doing that forever. And what's
Hitler's just like a crazy hot girlfriend, dude.
Yeah, you have to appease.
He was Germany's hot girlfriend.
You have to appease because he's like, yeah, he's crazy, but dude, anything I want, all the time.
I mean, he got us Poland.
Yeah, he got big deal. They're like, yeah, you got us France though. France was the gem. France was the gem.
It was his Infinity Stone, dude.
It was. He was actually planning on taking down the Eiffel Tower.
Is this true?
That's true. When Germany occupied France, one of their goals was like not only just to occupy it, they were going to dismantle the Eiffel Tower and actually put a huge iron eagle on the base of the Eiffel Tower.
They're like, this is a little gay.
It's like, that looks like a big dick. If they just made everything look like dicks, that would be crazy to take over a country.
But like, you're going to give it back.
Yeah, you just leave all these dicks everywhere in the country. Now that's, I don't know why that doesn't happen more. If you just
right?
you don't
when you're retreating, just on the way out,
you're just like, yo, look, we're just gonna leave or just like come in like, yo, what we're gonna do is or if Hitler took his art, and he literally painted the town red, like the entire country red as like an art project. He's like, that's what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to see.
I feel like he was working up to it, right?
I think he could have easily done that.
Like if he wasn't even the conqueror of the world yet and he was already trying to drill a hole in the ocean.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was foreplay, dude.
It's kind of, but then,
That's sick.
After I found out that Hitler was going to drill a hole in the ocean and you're like, wow, what a fucking retard. And that people entertained that idea enough where it's written about and they were like, yeah, we could do it. I was like, wow, no one could be that stupid or as that dumb until you flash forward like 30 years later, 25 years later in the 1950s during the Cold War. And this is also true. And it's crazy to know that Carl Sagan was involved in it. So in the 1950s, the Cold War and the space race was just heating up. And they were worried about Russia putting a military base on the moon. Now, how do you stop that from a stance of the U.S.?
I mean, I guess get there first and guard it, right?
No.
No?
You blow up the moon.
No.
You blow up the moon. That was proposed to do. That was a proposed thing.
But I feel like
Carl Sagan was part of like drafting how to do it.
Were they going to replace it? Were they going to like Indiana Jones it? Like
that was the other thing too, is that Carl Sagan brought up how important the moon was. And they were like, why don't we just build another
Pirates
object?
knew the moon was important.
It was crazy that they were like, yo, this is what we need to do to stop the Soviets from getting there. We're going to blow the moon up.
Crash out, dude.
And then build a fake moon that we control. And this was all written. It's like
they wanted a monopoly on the moon.
Seriously. And when you find out that this shit wasn't just like,
and this was before Star Wars. Like there was no like Death Star blueprints floating around.
The fact that it got so far. Like, have you ever seen a TV show and you're like, who greenlit this? Yeah. And you're blown away that it even got to the third season.
It's like, why is the CW show happening?
Exactly. Yeah. But then you find out that like someone wrote up a draft, then proposed it to a bunch of military experts and strategists, and they were like, blow up the moon. No, well, maybe. Let's see. Wait, what do you mean? And they're like, yeah, we're going to use our nuclear, whatever atomic weapon stockpile to nuke the moon, blow it apart, and then make another moon with the... It's like... The fact that we even thought we could do that is more mind-blowing than anything.
And meanwhile, it's like, have you guys not learned anything? You're going to make the moon like grow extra fucking penises.
Yeah, that would be fucking... You know what?
Dude, there was radiation just floating around.
Yeah, dude. That's also my other concern with blowing up the moon is like then you have 90 other moons. I don't think anybody
right?
thought about that at all. If you blow up the moon, it's not like it just vaporizes and goes out into space. And that was another thing Sagan was like, if you blow up the moon, we're going to have like a real big problem.
It's kind of like a Soviet Union.
It's going to be so many other places for them to like we'll have mini moons everywhere, and then the rest of the debris will rain down onto the planet.
Dude, that's genius.
It's genius in the way that like a lot of military,
like someone got paid to work.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I know. That's the bow on top.
It's the best.
That's what we're talking about.
Knowing that you could be in the military and they're like, what do you do? It's like, I was the guy who wrote up the draft to blow up the moon. It's like, how much you get paid? Like $80 million to just sit in a room with other scientists and be like, nukes maybe? I don't know. And then just like everyone's got to be like, well, then you write on a chalkboard. You can just write
How
down
bad
anything.
were the other ideas, do you think?
It's probably horrendous. You know what? Not
What if
even
we gave it
horrendous.
tits?
I'm just like we're gonna carve the USSR is gay on the moon. It's like it doesn't want you. It clearly that's I don't know why.
Dude, I feel like the greatest achievements, like it requires a few people who should have said no. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm pretty sure there were several people that said no, but then what happens is, I think what a lot of people don't know about in the that's why I wish I could go back in time to the 50s.
But like, is Jane Goodall amongst the apes?
Exactly.
Like, you just want to go
just to observe the fear and paranoia behind everything, because we had not developed our space program well enough yet. We were just coming off of dropping the atomic bomb in Japan, and everything was like a wide open, like, we don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, it was like pure adrenaline of like
all the time.
Just like America was on cocaine.
And it was also you're also in.
We were Dana White, dude.
Straight up, dude. And you're also in the era where like flying saucers are now a thing too. So like they're worried about aliens, Russians, and other things. Are like, we don't even know what we're doing.
It's exciting, dude.
It must have been the most exhilarating time to be alive.
Dude, way better than the Iraq War.
$1 billion.
So, dude.
Dude, give me blowing up the moon. I'll take blowing up the moon over 9/11 any day.
We probably had some plans.
Well, we did. We definitely did. And I think the Twin Towers were our moon of for the longest time. Hey there, if you've been following along this football season, you already know it's been a wild ride. We're only halfway through, and favorites are cashing in at a historic rate. Make some cash for yourself with MyBookie. They make it so easy to bet smart and bet big. With MyBookie's risk-free Thursdays, even if you make the wrong call, you've got nothing to worry about. Look under the Bet Boost tab in the sportsbook and take advantage every week. Honestly, I think the Eagles are going so far with what they're doing at the you know what it's like? I'm telling you right now, I don't know much about football. But one thing I do know, with MyBookie, I can't lose with what I do. I don't even need to know anything about the game, but what I will tell you, if I put money on the birds, my nest egg is going to get bigger. That's a pun, and you can take that to the bank using MyBookie. MyBookie is seriously the best way to play. For those who haven't jumped in yet, use the code THEEND on your first deposit, and they'll double your money instantly. Just click in the link of the show notes to get started. I'm talking extra cash in your account right away. No wait or hassle, and you can use it on any game you want. And with the holidays coming up so soon, you know MyBookie is about to roll up some killer promos. I'm already locked in, and you should be too. Trust me, it's going to be good. You can bet on anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. And now back to the end. Honestly, vote on the birds. All right, we got phone messages. Put them cans on, dude. You're gonna miss out on the heat. These goddamn people leave me. It is amazing.
This is my favorite part.
I hope we have some good ones today.
Hey, Ryan, it's Chad. You were talking to somebody about candy, especially baby bottle pops. And to me, you can tell a lot about somebody who picks a baby bottle pop. For me, myself, personally, as a person, I view somebody that chooses one of those. And this goes back to being a child. I was once a child, but I was never a boy. Can you feel me? Anyways, where was I going at? Yes, baby bottle pops, to me, is a candy for mentally stunted people that got molested as a child and are now, that's where their mind is. Or they just have some weird sort of oral fixation that they can't get over. My cryptic message is my mother has a band called Helicopter. There's a dead gorilla at the ice rink with skates on. The Zamboni driver does not believe me. And I hope you enjoyed those moments of silence. Love y'all. Silence.
So that is also what I want to believe took place when someone was talking to Hitler about draining the ocean. That's the guy who's like just showing up, saying whatever. All right. A lot to unpack with that message. Do I believe that baby bottle pops are a type of pacifier, for lack of better words, to get over or remedy being molested, or a causal of being molested, liking baby bottle pops? No, I don't believe that. The oral fixation, possibly. But then again, that's why people have zins. That's I think zin is a new oral. Like, people love putting shit in their mouth.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we will never get away from it. It's either smoking or drinking or just chewing gum, anything like that.
Well, it's the coolest and gayest you can look. It is. You're riding the edge.
Yeah, you are riding the edge. Is that the slogan for zin? It's the coolest and gayest you can look at the same time. Yeah, I don't really know about baby bottle pops.
I think there's different bait for different game, And
Sure.
I think that if you were someone who is offering candy to children,
you would go for a baby bottle pop.
I think that's good for a selection bias purpose.
Sure. I think if you're offering candy to children, I think the unwrapped candy is the best way to go. Like, it depends on the age. Like, if I was offering candy to M&Ms are very good. M&Ms are very good.
Well, it's really good because you have a lot, so you can
you can just
one per
go, and then
you can make a trail.
Or those strawberry grandma candies are always good. The ones.
No,
you don't know those ones.
Strawberry grandma candy.
You do not. What are you? What? For real?
Or like hard candy?
They're like hard candy, but they're not. They have a gooey center. Do you not know these?
I guess not.
What?
The wrapper looks like a strawberry.
The wrapper looks like a strawberry. It's got it's red and it's got a green top, and
okay, yeah.
I was gonna say, dude, what happened? I was like, were you molested?
No, dude. My grandma caught breast cancer from my grandpa.
Oh my god. Danny, did you ever see the pineapple ones that are like that?
No,
dude. Apparently there are three. There are the strawberry ones, the pineapple ones that are yellow with the green on the top, and then there's another. I can't remember the other fruit, but it's purple and it has green on the top. But they're all the same thing, but just different flavors. I didn't know that until I saw them all in one bag. But everyone always gets the strawberry one.
Hey, here's a random thought. When's the last time you thought about a baby bottle pop?
When's the last time I thought about it?
Yeah.
When I saw one. I saw one in a store.
Okay.
I saw one at the grocery outlet bargain market.
I just feel like it's concerning. This guy's got this on the mind.
There's so many candies that don't exist anymore that
in fairness, I think he's referencing it because we brought it up previously.
We did, but I don't remember when or why. That's the other thing, my man. I'm probably going to forget bringing up veterans with tits in a week. And
that'll come back.
That I hope it does. But the baby bottle pop thing, what was your favorite candy growing up? Did you have a favorite candy?
Dude, I did like old people candy. I liked the little like fake lemon wedge Johns.
Oh, everybody. First off,
That was my jam,
those
bro.
are always good. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's just sugar in different colors, dude.
Yeah, it's just gum. It's almost like gumdrops, but they're not gumdrops. They're just in the shape of fruit. Like really like, dude. And honestly, for a while, I thought those were the most nutritional candies. I thought candies in the shape of fruit was like good for you. But I'm retarded, and that's not. Did you hear they're outlawing red dye 40?
I mean, sure.
Mind blowing. After all these years, after all the years that I've been eating red dye 40, now they're going to get rid of it. I ate red dye 40, and there's nothing wrong with me, dude. I'm totally fine.
I try to avoid finding out what's killing me because like it's just going to get me.
Yeah.
They were like microplastics. I literally went into Google and I banned the term microplastics from my Google. I don't want to know about it.
I mean, you
Don't teach me.
At that point, you're how old?
I'm 31.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, I'm not saying you don't have to worry about it, but I'm also saying don't worry about it.
Cool.
You're already so far gone in the microplastics. It's kind of crazy.
That's what I'm feeling.
Like I'm 40 and finding out how much plastic I've consumed in my life is. Now when you were growing up, one thing I found out. Did you guys ever use the Crest toothpaste where they had the little breath strips in it?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
The little strip for color?
No, not the strip for color. It was supposed to be like, it was like to
It was like confetti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all plastic. And it never goes away. It never goes away. Apparently, it's been used for years, and it wasn't until the ADA and the FDA were like, don't do that anymore.
Dude, maybe they'll be able to...
It just disappeared, and they never said anything about it.
I'm writing into my will, dude. Fucking don't bury me, don't burn me, fucking 3D print me back.
I honestly think
3D print me
use
back.
all the microplastic in my body.
I gotta have enough.
Dude, how crazy would it be? That means
You can make me shorter, that's fine.
Yo, that means eventually when people in the future get cremated, there's going to be a ball of plastic. There's going to be...
It's going to be so hard to spread ashes, dude. You're going to have to skip
It's going to
it.
look like a melted action figure. Dude, that would be so sick. If you got cremated and
Dude,
there's
when
just
I die,
nothing...
just put my body in the microwave.
Oh my God. Dude, have me melt.
Strap a fucking TNT to me, dude.
I'm all about that. Just knowing that that's going to happen is that you will like... I mean, let's put it this way. I'm 40 now. So by the time I'm 90, which I'm almost willing to bet my daily intake of microplastic has got to be like, I don't know, 0.2%.
About a gallon.
I mean, there's certain things that remember Orbits? Do you remember Orbits?
Yeah.
All plastic,
No.
dude. Everything we drank and ate was all just like, it was so minute, but it was enough that it doesn't go away.
And here's the thing is, this is Hitler draining the ocean. This is people being like, yeah, dude, we found this stuff called asbestos and we can use it for everything.
Turns out, no, but you can. Have you ever seen asbestos tile?
No. I'm an ill-informed
It's
youth.
amazing. It's amazing. Asbestos. So at my grandfather's house, there's still asbestos tile on the floor in the kitchen. And what's crazy is that it's this beautiful pale, like almost pea soup green, and it is dirty. But so I was there like a couple of years ago, and I dropped water on the floor and I wiped it, and just with water, the shine that came back was out of control. It's just like, dude, there's
chemical reaction.
It was just amazing. And probably shouldn't have been breathing it in. But it was like, oh man, this is why they used it, because it's like durable, but it will kill you. And like part of me believes that maybe we need toxic shit like that. We're the population.
I mean, there's always something.
Yeah, but I think we've gone too fast, too soon with preservation of life.
Absolutely.
So that's why there's so many people on the planet. If we just honestly were like, yo, we'll go so far with our medical, advancements. But I also think like maybe we should keep stuff dangerous.
I think the problem is that people end their life with like usually the most money that they had. Like you should start with all the money and get less as you get older.
Yeah. It's like,
because there should be no incentive to stay alive.
It's like everyone's starting out with an A in a classroom. Eventually you will get an F. Yeah, but I think like even certain things that I'm very against. Like I'm very against warning labels on plastic bags. Even small things like that. Because
let them die.
No one, if you are so careless to leave your baby with a plastic bag.
Oh, I forgot it was a baby. Man, I shouldn't have been so.
Hey, listen. Look, do I want a child to die? No. Do I think people should learn a very valuable lesson? People sue bag companies when there's no warning. That's the reason we have.
You're not
it's
wrong.
Like, it's so fucked up. It's like, no, you were just negligent.
You want to get rid of lawsuit culture?
Yes. Weirdly enough, I want to. I don't.
Way. I still got that old Philly dirtbag where I'm like, a lawsuit could hit me at any second.
Dude.
Slip and fall. Someone forgot a label.
You not taking responsibility for anything, Danny.
No way.
Take some responsibility for yourself, dude.
In my family, it's a rite of passage.
Nah,
you will
dude.
come across a class action lawsuit.
That's called being self-reliant, dude.
Dude, I think
we don't have 401ks.
I don't have anything. And I honestly think if I fell in a store, if I slipped and fell in a store, my first thing would be like, I can never come back to this store. It's like I look so retarded, dude. Like fucking
dude.
So stupid. Everyone's laughing at me.
If I fall, my first
parents
instinct is
raised me
laugh.
My parents raised me right.
No,
Get
dude.
out that cell phone.
I would leave right away. I there are so many times where like I guess an incident report could have or should have been written up, and I'd never.
You're like,
filled
don't
them
worry
out.
about it. Actually,
I think it's because you know what it is. If
I'm a liability.
If I slipped on something, it's my fault for not paying attention. It's not like someone came out from behind the counter and hit me with something and then I fell, or it's not like the freezer blew up and then I fell.
100%.
Or a beam fell from the ceiling and then I fell. I wasn't paying attention.
You're saying there's inherent danger in the world.
Yes.
You got to be ready
and
for
you
it.
should be prepared for
And
it.
you should be compensated for it.
No, the world.
Shout out Morgan to
the
Morgan.
world
What's up?
owes you nothing, Daniel. It doesn't owe you anything. No,
Dubs v the world.
no, dude, you're trying to milk it, and I get it, but
I'm right now consuming as much Red Dye 40. as
dude, you
much as
better
possible.
get on
Load up,
it. You
dude.
better get on. You know what?
I'm getting ready for that class action lawsuit, brother.
It's like the hand sanitizer in the pandemic, but you're hoarding
Straight
all
up.
the Red Dye 40.
Dude, I hope you have barrels of it in your basement. But look, a class action lawsuit though, I would bite on that because I remember I saved receipts. I don't know where they are though. I did save them, but in the beginning of 5 Hour Energy, when 5 Hour Energy first came out, I remember the commercials for it were like, only drink half of it. They're like, if you drink
Yes.
all of it, you'll lose your fucking mind. And I got to a point where like, I remember when it got super popular, there were times I would buy it and it wouldn't taste the same. So that means they definitely changed the formula around.
Damn, you made a bunch of videos, you being like, oh, I guess I'm going to drink this
And
whole thing.
I honestly am waiting for in the future where like, if you drank 5 Hour Energy from blah, 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 blah to blah, 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 you may be competent. I'd be like, yo, I did it, but no one told me it was on.
See, now you're on my side.
No one told me it was unsafe.
Exactly.
Bro.
So you need the warning label.
No, dude.
We're back to needing warning labels.
No, I also knew if something, first off, coffee can be unsafe. Coffee can.
That's why they have a warning label on
they
it.
don't have a warning label on coffee.
On the lid.
On the lid that says it's hot.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Because of the McDonald's lawsuit.
I'm talking about the heat. If you touch hot coffee, you're like, oh my God, you should know coffee's
That's
hot.
a famous lawsuit.
I know. I lived through it. I watched it happen on the news. I thought it was the craziest fucking thing I've ever heard
It
in my
was a
life.
celebration in my house.
Dude, you guys are out of control. Did you guys immediately think what places you could go to do it?
Oh, I'm
guarantee-
sure my mom was
guarantee-
on the hunt for something.
Well,
dude.
I honestly, like, I don't know who's got
What?
the better strat here. He's scoping out the spots. You're just a slip and fall fucking stockbroker, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm-
You're just investing your body in potential.
I know there's danger, but I'm not going to be like, I'm walking into it, and if it doesn't happen, if I luck out, You're looking for it, dude. I'm the one who's just like, yo,
I'm not looking for it. I'm open to it.
You got deformity Bitcoin, dude.
I'm taking the shots as they come, dude. You are like, you're like playing scratch off lottery, dude.
Dude, what? My aunt got her foot ran over by a SEPTA bus, and it changed my family's whole
different
outlook on
First
life.
off, that's also a different thing.
I'm from old money.
The best part is
By that I mean my grandma got hit by a SEPTA.
The Titanic full of scumbags that are waiting for the whole ship to go down the
the best part was I think it was like $14,000.
No, man, that's pretty sick though, dude. Honestly, if I get hit by a car and they're like, yo, all we can award you is $14,000, I'm like, yo, righteous.
They're like generational wealth.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm taking this and starting my own company. Holy shit.
Get your law degree, dude.
Man, I think maybe I would. That would be crazy if I took the money and I'm just like, I'm going back to school. So this never happened. No, I would just, I'd blow it. I'd blow it. 14,000, I'd blow that right away. I don't know what I'd buy a crazy car that Danny would hate immediately.
You got to get it like a tattoo of you getting hit by the bus.
Oh, yeah. I would actually, you know what? I'd probably try to buy part of the city and put a statue of me getting hit there.
That's genius.
Why
dude.
doesn't that happen more? I think that would be fucking sick. Like if you just had the money and you're just like, look, I'm taking the 14 grand and I'm going to like donate this art piece.
I think people who are like usually like making their money from accidents and like getting hit by mail trucks and stuff like aren't thinking about legacy.
Yeah, no, they never are. They're living right in the moment.
I know a guy who got hit by 2 different post office trucks, had his teeth knocked out, never got them fixed.
All right.
Bought 6 different pickups.
2 different post office trucks?
Yeah.
That seems a little, if I was...
Special delivery.
Part of me, I'd be like, yo, this guy needs to die. This guy's clearly... First one, maybe an accident. Second one, he was looking for this truck. He was waiting to dive out in front of this post office truck. I don't think the post office, they'd be like, yo, this guy's clearly, it's a post office truck. Pay attention. It's loud. It's big.
Yeah,
it's obnoxious.
Maybe my dad wrote.
Man. All right, we got one more message. That was ridiculous.
Shanner, what up? I'm about to go on a little trip out to Red Rock to see some wook shit. It's a friend of mine. I kind of thought it'd be a couple people going. It's a female friend, and I thought her boyfriend would be going, some other people. But it's shaken down just to be me and her, and she's been a little bit more flirtatious than I'd comfortable with. So fuck it, got tickets, got a big old bag of mushrooms, going to Red Rock. But in the event I'm not a strong-willed man and she makes a move on me, what do I tell the girl I just started dating about 3 weeks ago? Well, I should rephrase that. How do I play it? Alright, love you, Shaner.
Going into a fucking psychedelic trip with like the thought process of like, I mean, like, I'll cheat on my girlfriend and fuck my boy's girl.
Yeah, that's
like the least zen shit ever, dude.
This seems like a bad idea, dude. How do you play it? Maybe don't do it. Maybe just don't maybe go off on your own little trip.
Is this the same guy that called previously with the same?
I don't know if this is. It's almost the whole time I was playing. It's like I've heard this before.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the same guy.
I mean, how many?
That's what I mean. It's like
problem at this point.
Yeah, it seems. Stop going back to.
I mean, how many hippie sociopaths call?
A lot, yeah, a fair amount.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the second time he's going to Red Rock. New girlfriend, new life. Unfortunately, same old song. You know what it's like,
bro. How do you play it? No one knows that you're playing chess. You're setting the board.
Yeah,
here, dude.
You're in control of all.
You're like, I have the drugs and the girlfriend, and no one knows that I'm horny as fuck right now. What do I do?
Yeah, man. I would say, that clearly your friend's girlfriend is not that concerned about her boyfriend at all. And clearly you're not concerned about your girlfriend that much either. So at that point, maybe, both of you guys could just cut ties with your significant others. And maybe this is where you find your true love until the next time you go to Red Rock.
Dude, tripping your balls off and God just like reaches into your soul and says, cheat on your girlfriend with your boy's chick.
I'm just letting you know I'm not that good of a guy. That's where you find out God's a piece of shit.
You go to Brazil to have ayahuasca, and your realization is, I'm a scumbag.
Yeah, that would. But how refreshing would it be to know that is your true nature, though?
I mean, that's probably the most liberating thing in the world.
If you're like, yo, I just found out that I'm like a really terrible person, and I'm just leaning into it. And I'm freer than anyone I've ever met.
Like not leaning into it because you're afraid that it's true and like all that shit, but it's just truly like, nah, dude, like a fucking bird flies, tiger hunts. I fuck your girlfriend on mushrooms.
That's what I do, dude. I can't stop it. I won't stop it. I'm not backing away from it.
He sold me. See how the mushrooms feel?
Dude.
If you feel like you're the main character, that might be true.
Yo, make that cosmic connection with your erection, dude. Do it. I'm saying right now, at this point in time, this seems like this may not be the first time you've been in this situation. And if it isn't, and everything seems to be like, just circling the toilet where you need to go down that drain, might as well just fucking step on the turd and go down, dude. That's the way I look at it.
I will say on some more empathic shit, it sounds like you're more concerned about what you tell your current girl when you cheat on her. You should consider your relationship with your friend, that you haven't even considered how he's going to feel.
Yeah. See, that's where I also think like this might not be that good of a friend.
Yeah.
This seems like a maybe a stern acquaintance, or like that guy you work with that you kind of like, who's just like, yo, I was going to come, but my girlfriend still wants to go on the trip.
Yeah, I'm going on a trip with this guy who I could beat the shit out of and his girlfriend. Yeah, this guy's no physical threat to me. I think I could be under the influence of heavy hallucinogens,
I guess,
and I'll still whoop his ass.
In the way, like, you always have that, a lot of people do have that, like, I was on mushrooms. I wasn't thinking right. I made a mistake. I wasn't thinking right. I guess that's how you play it. I guess you can always have the falling back on I wasn't of right mind. I wasn't of sound mind.
I have a lot of experience in the hippie community. I've been on both sides of this situation, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow.
And I'll say that the way you play it is you say, you'll understand in time.
Wow.
You hit them with the enlightenment.
But that only works.
Hey, this will make sense to you eventually.
Now, that only works on hippies. If anybody ever said that to me, I'd be like, I'm going to punch you in the mouth, dude. Well, yeah, you'll get it, dude. You'll eventually see the way this is. I'd be like, no.
This guy's trying to use fucking mushrooms as baby bottle pops to lure this girl
Straight
out.
up.
They're definitely hippies.
Oh, they're definitely gonna. That's the other thing too. I guess like if you are in that type of relationship with somebody, if you are a person who's actively going to Red Rocks to do mushrooms, which I do think this is that same guy. I think this is the same guy.
I just can't imagine being tripping and being like, whoa, dude, I am a scumbag. Like, that's so cool.
But if I remember correctly, the first phone call was he's thinking about doing this trip, but it might get weird because it's his friend's girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
So I think this is a few weeks later, and he's like, guess what? I'm following through.
You know what this seems like?
Despite your advice. Guess what? I'm following through, and now I need new advice.
Honestly, I don't know why I'm listening. Like, I don't even know why I'm calling you, dude. I'm just trying to validate. Like, I just need to hear it out loud.
And I mean, we're backlogged of so many messages.
Yeah, it might be. It might have already happened. Man.
This is already. So you know what, dude? Call back and just tell us how it went.
I think it already happened. Yo, what if he's gone missing? Like, what if they're like?
What if he just reverted to like a pants shitting fucking infantile stage?
Yeah, or you know what?
Just had a complete Freudian regression.
What if he does call back? He's like, dude, I had a huge trip and I realized that I'm changing my weight. Like, what if he changed his ways completely? You know what I mean?
What if he calls in and he says he got implants?
Oh man, he's like, I saw her and realized I was a woman.
I wasn't attracted to her. I was attracted to being a woman.
I was attracted to the feminine mystique. And I wanted to be there. Oh man,
I thought I was straight. It was just I liked being close to a pussy.
Well, see, here's the thing about I found out, not found out. I've heard that some, because I didn't find out.
You did some detective work.
But I did hear that some trans men are still attracted to women. They just feel like they are women.
Like Mr. Garrison shit, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't.
Isn't that Caitlyn Jenner?
Is that Caitlyn Jenner? Is Caitlyn Jenner? Is that Caitlyn Jenner?
I could be making this up, but I want to say Caitlyn said
and again, that was just, I think that was like me being not, I wouldn't say closed-minded, but being ignorant. Definitely being
but it's rigid thought patterns from your whole life.
In my whole thing was like, oh, if you're gonna be a woman, you clearly want to attract men. But I didn't think about that.
Part of being a woman is fucking me.
Come on, babe.
Caitlyn has a girlfriend.
Oh, sick. That's awesome. Good for them. Now, wait, did Caitlyn get bottom surgery?
No.
Oh, stand true.
Damn.
That is, I don't know. That would be weird too.
I think. Well, go ahead. No, sorry.
In the way that, like, say you're like, I feel like a female, but I don't want my wiener anymore. But then I also want to feel a vagina smashed up against my vagina. Like, that is...
Yeah, this ain't Subway, bro.
Yeah,
what's with this custom order?
I don't know what's going on here. But that's the thing, like, just because I don't know what's going on doesn't mean I'm meant to understand what's going on. Like, it's kind of like one of those things, like, maybe I just...
No,
I'm not meant to understand it. I'm not going to be like, no, but I am going to be like, my brain...
No, because here's the thing.
Can't go there.
Dude, Ryan, you are a smart fucking forward thinker. So here's the thing is, right? You had your blinders on to this gender shit, right?
I sure did.
But now that they made you take off your fucking blinders and actually think about it, you're like, do you guys even want to be what you're turning into?
Yeah.
Because I think that in like fucking 20 years from now, we're going to have people making up their own genders, and all these people who switch male to female, female to male are going to be like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
They got a 2.0 now?
I didn't know that I didn't know you could do that. I just, in my
mix
head,
and match.
I honestly am wondering too, if we ever are going to get to a point where someone wants to go back.
Oh, we have.
I mean, I'm not saying we haven't.
Like a thing, like it's like a category on Twitter.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It's people who transitioned female to male and then found God, but they can't fully switch back. But then they are basically in drag as what they used to be.
Wild.
And then they preach the word of
Sure, but I mean, if we're gonna take I'm gonna take the Bible out of this. Imagine, like, I'm just trying to think, like, you're a male and you're like, I feel like I'm a female. Like, I think I've been born this way or whatever.
Which, by the way, like, how would you know? But whatever.
You get bottom surgery, you get top surgery, you become but then something happens where you're like, shit, I'm actually a dude. Like, you have, like, you reach another part in your brain's development where you're like, oh, and I'm not even saying like you had the realization that you made a mistake, the realization that you're like, oh no, I actually am a man. And then you have to go backward. Like, I wonder how someone would even navigate that.
Well, no, it's the hero's journey, dude. You return home having changed. You can never go, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you can make up with your girl when she fucking cheats on you with the fucking wook at Red Rocks, but you can never go back to how things were before she got that mushroom.
Or, you know what you could do? You join the military, you get captured, and then they take your tits off and they give you a dick. And that's how you get captured on purpose.
If Kamala won, it would have been fucking military or prison, dude. Either way, you're getting tits.
This has been the Ed Podcast. Rusty, thank you so much for being on the fucking show.
Thank you, dude. This is a blast.
We're going to switch it over to the Patreon. Make sure you call the hotline, 833-443-5300. We'll address any comment, question, concern, or possible moral dilemma you're going through at fucking Red Rocks with a bunch of mushrooms. And your boy's girl will try to figure it out. We're going to switch it over to Patreon, like I said, later.